I have been off for a few weeks, moving the studio, not the business is in the same place, but moving the studio where I film and deep cleaning the place and getting it set up. As many of you know, we had a contest using the Bling It Moon Rocks. Originally we launched them with these wonderful champagne colors. This is the natural flake. This is called the Champagne Moon Rock. Some of them are pretty deep, need to be split. I mean, really need to be split, okay? But after a few weeks of selling these, I was determined that I could come out with colors. We've already done a video on it. I'm just doing this as a repeat in case this is your first time visiting our channel. So we've had a contest going on for the last month. Quite a few people stuck with these flakes because that's what they first purchased, and in fairness to them, these were launched about a week and a half after the contest started. If you notice, there's kind of a theme. There's a lot of turquoises, pinks, peaches. There's love this booty, Pirate's Booty Gold, gorgeous color here. And then a color driftwood that has seemed to turn out to be really super popular. I think it's because it has this red gold, I'll get this open, flash to it that is just stunning, especially for a brown. Okay, driftwood, for some reason, extremely popular brown. Okay. As a matter of fact, Petunia, you're going to meet a pig pretty soon here by the name of Petunia, because we're doing a recap of the contest here. I'm just introing so you guys can see what everybody's been using in the contest, what product they've been using. And Petunia is completely made, this cute pig, out of the driftwood. We have had artists that have taken the really large champagne flakes, split, like say this is really big. Tammy Anderson split hers down and glued them on paper and made beautiful florals that she put on a tree. You're going to see her piece called Tree of Hope. Nancy Wood really blew my mind and was actually, from what I heard, a little bit nervous when I got a hold of her and asked her for a short video clip of her piece. She wasn't sure she was going to make it in the top 20. And she did this beautiful crest on this mermaid, I think using, yeah, this color is the Azure Sea, and the other one looked a little bit greener, so I'm not sure if she used the Poseidon's Grotto or not. We'll find out when we go and take a look at her piece. I think it was these two colors for Nancy's Wood, but gorgeous, okay? Absolutely gorgeous. So this is what we use. These are the Bling It Moon Rocks. They're absolutely stunning and fun. And the plan is, why I kind of pointed out the current color assortment, is the next group of colors, we're going to go warm, rich. Scarlet Warren from Display of Color had made a request that make a combo color like the Poseidon's Grotto, but call it Tequila Sunrise. And you can only imagine the colors that would go in Tequila Sunrise. I do have a beautiful Aubergine violet that is stunning. I can't wait to show you guys. We've got some dark greens, but mostly I'm going to focus on a lot of red, coral, oranges, yellows for underwater sea coral effects, okay? So next up, you're going to see the entries for the contest. I've created a little title page to announce each one. I'm going to show you little video clips that many of actually all of them sent me little video clips on their phone, and I'm going to apologize in advance that any phone videos that were sent portrait, meaning the image was straight up and down and not landscape, I tweaked it a little bit so it may look a little bit broader, wider. I know on Kim Benthcross, if I pronounced her name right, she did a beautiful shatter coaster, and I wanted you to see how pretty it was. So I had to spread it. So the piece looks great but her fingers look really long, like she should be playing the piano. So I just want to warn you about that. Anyway, stay tuned for the next portion of this video, and there's a coupon going on right now on the colorart.com site. I believe it is Moonlight 619, named after our color Moonlight, one of the colors Moonlight that's in the collection. So see you on the flip side. You can vote for your favorite piece going to colorart.com, and you can vote up to 10 votes per day until September 17th. This next piece is by Petra Youngblood. She's also got a beautiful YouTube channel you've got to go check out. This piece was completed shortly after the contest closed, but she hand painted with the resin several layers. And if you look at the foliage, it's all the blinged moon rocks. They're absolutely stunning. This is several layers of hand painted in between resin. And as we scroll over the flakes, look at the tail. That's the pirate's booty gold. Beautiful piece by Petra. This kitty is a gorgeous piece done by Lisa Wyatt, and she had done this before the contest, but she chose to enter a different piece. You will see that coming up next. This first piece up is Free the Gatekeeper by Lisa Wyatt. What Lisa explained is she used some black resin on the base, some holographic glitter, and Bling It Sparkle Gold, and laid down the first layer. Then she took a stencil, I think this is a Mortal Kombat stencil, and drew the design, pulled the stencil off. I don't think she glued it down, she just, used it as an outline, and then glued down all the different color flakes on top. This piece is just stunning. Piece number 2 in the contest are Sunset Coasters by Kim Beinskrath. Now, this is a special mold made by, I think it's Shattered Shapes, and it's clear resin with what looks like the Bling and Moon rocks on the edges and some of our colors in the center. It really looks like that might have been Pretty in Pink and a little bit of the Blushing Lily in the center. These turned out really pretty. And I managed to get the aspect ratio right to where Kim's fingers don't look too long. This is the one that I thought her fingers might end up looking too long in, but the piece turned out nice. Next up is a Sunset Mosaic Geode. I named it that because the colors turned out very sunset. In between each of the veins, there are the moon rocks, and then the resin shaped into this beautiful geode shape. And I believe she's used epoxy clay to shape her areas. So if you look close, you'll see the very center is our crushed gold, 24 karat gold flakes that we have. But then you'll see the colored flakes, then a river of green. Forget what color that is. I've lost my notes here, but it looks like probably myrtle. Actually, I think she said the myrtle was too green and she added a little bit of something to spice it up. And then you see those peach colored flakes, and then the golden autumn, and then the pirate's booty flakes and the color on the outside. Here's an outdoor view so we can get some of the sparkle. This is a pretty piece. Really pretty. Love those fall colors.
Next up is, I named this, she didn't, but Cynthia S. said that she'd taken a triangle canvas and she was inspired by Star Trek. And she layered this as three-dimensional, like little ice palace with the flakes and their different layers, and she used ice crystals. It didn't photograph nearly as pretty as the video gives you content. It's really cute. I love this thing, and the flakes lend themselves perfectly to this little sculpture. So I happen to call it Planet Blue Ice because I wasn't sure what she had wanted to name it. I didn't get a direct reference, but hey, I love the creativity. So when I saw this piece, Moonlight Mermaid by Brooke Noland, I was stunned. The story is she makes these seahorses for people's bathrooms. And by the way, she does commission work, and her information is in the description and also on the contest. Everybody's emails are in case you want to do commissions. But the base of this piece is actually made with all the resin art in a mold, the actual mermaid herself. And then Brooke laid on the Bling It moon rock flakes. It looked like she used a combination of moonlight and rose petal or moonlight and Aphrodite. Here's a different view inside under different lighting so you can get an idea what it looks like. But would this not be just adorable in the bathroom or in your daughter's room, or anybody who happens to love mermaids would truly appreciate this little girl? I think she's adorable. And sparkles, you can see the sparkle of the resin art in that resin. This next piece is Elephants Never Forget by Angela K. This piece reminded me of the paintings that you see done by the Aborigines where they're painting their dreamings, is what they call it. And the Bling It Moon Rocks looks like a path, a silvery path to the sky for the elephants that are up in the clouds. Angela said she painted this for her kids, and the kids helped pick the colors, and then it's been covered with resin, painted with primary elements. This piece is called Mystic Mermaid by Nancy Watson. It is a 5-layer resined piece. The base breastplate area, she laid down one color of flakes. You will see the step outs in the actual gallery voting area. She did a different color behind the head, painted in the face, layer of resin, did more texture in that headpiece, layered the resin. She's got some gold veins running through the hair. That looks like that was also layered in a layer of resin. And then the darker blue Posca pin hair and the lighter blue Posca pin hair also look like they are between layers of resin, giving you the illusion that these are three-dimensional strings running over the top of her if you look at it at a distance, but up close you can see that that's all been drawn and painted in between each layer of resin. Just fabulous. Next up is Earth, Fire, Water, Spirit. It is a round painting of a prayer bowl. It's got a eternal flame in the center of it. She's used some of the Bling It Moon rocks on the details on the left and right. It looks like Milky Way and lotus flowers been used in that little flame, and she's added little water droplets in the aquamarine resin. And down you can see the prayer bowl. know this is done on an iPhone, so this it's aspect's a little skewed. You can see that the prayer bowl was made out of multi-colors of the Bling It Moon Rock flakes. Very pretty. Next up is Tree and Moon by Scarlett Warren. Scarlett has a YouTube channel called Display of Color. I recommend you go check her out. This piece is a multiple layer resin and paint, some of the Bling It primary elements. I believe I think it's 6 or 7 layers. You really got to go watch her YouTube channel to see all the detail in this. But she drew her tree and moon first and decided to expand her moon out. After she did that, she laid the flakes in behind the tree, accented with some violet Bling It, sparkle Bling It, and interference so you can see that beautiful glow in there. Then she layered more, actually detail painted the tree on top with a paintbrush and black resin. Several layers, added more texture on the base. This is a stunning piece. I do believe that it may still be for sale if anybody's interested in a commission. Beautiful work by Scarlett Warren. Next up is Phantasea by Saskia Smith. Also a multi-layered primary element PolyPour resin art. She used the resin art mixed with alcohol ink on the base to create a watercolor effect, like a alcohol ink effect. Then she layered some of our smaller gold flakes with the natural flakes in, resined a layer, then detail painted with primary elements all of the plants. The base of the fish is also flakes. That's all been painted over with primary elements and resined in between every layer. It is positively stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece by Saskia Smith. And by the way, guys, it's sold right away. So if you want another one, you need to go to her YouTube channel, Saskia Smith. I know she's working on a second commission for somebody similar to this piece. Next up is Hawaiian Grotto. This is what we would call an ocean pour, and it's a round. It's a wooden round that she's used the resin art colors. I think aquamarine might be one of them. She might have also used Belize blue. You can see that the Bling It Moon Rock flakes have been inlaid in there. This is just a really pretty piece. Something like this on your wall, maybe in your entranceway, maybe if you've got a pool room or some area where you really, really love the blues. But the simplicity and the elegance of this piece is so pretty. I can even see what looks like little bitty, almost peacock feather textures in there. Yeah, I really like this piece. Bling It by Erica Bauer. So Erica also has a YouTube channel, Artist Till Death. And she got the Bling It Moon Rocks and decided to put them all in a tray. And this is a fun video because the resin is still wet. Watch it move over the top of the moon rocks. It looks like she's added some sparkle Bling It gold in there. And you can see the resin waving over the top of the flakes that have been glued down. I think this is really fun to look at wet. Next up is Tree of Hope by Tammy Anderson. This is a pretty detailed piece, guys. Background done with resin art, alcohol, and created an alcohol ink effect. By the way, you can check out her YouTube channel at Art by Tammy. Tammy Anderson, Art by Tammy. Then she drew in her tree. This is also a several layered piece with resin. Drew in her tree, painted in her tree, but she didn't really drizzle that much resin across the flakes. She wanted to leave the flakes dimensional. Now the florets, this is who I was talking about in the beginning. She made those little florets by taking the flakes, gluing them down on a piece of paper, and then another layer. You can see there's 2 to 3 layers of them, and then put a bead in the center of it. I love this texture that she got on the tree. It almost looks like there's pieces of some kind of glass in there, like a shattered glass in the tree trunk. It's really glittery. And she made a point, she wanted to use every one of the 12 colors of the packets in this piece called Tree of Hope. If I know Tammy, it's to spread love to all of you out there, to share the beauty of art with everybody. You know, we are so fortunate to even be able to make art right now. We should be lifting each other up, all of the sisters. I love that alcohol ink effect on the bottom. Pretty piece by Tammy Anderson. So next up is Shooting Star Nightscape by Cassie A. The video was so slim, I wasn't able to get her daughter in it, and her daughter is just hysterical. She's wiggling that piece in the beginning because she's 4 years old, and Mama said, "Now get on the camera for everybody," and she did a little wiggle for everybody. But in order to show the piece, I kind of had to spread it out, and unfortunately, it took that sweet little baby angel's face out. But we still got to enjoy her little wiggle. So this is a resin abstract done with Andromeda, Purple Galaxy, and the shooting star is made out of the Bling It champagne pearls. Next up is Eye of Dragon by Anita B. Anita did almost, she was doing a dragon. To me, it looked like a deep water grotto, like an underwater pour, but it does, the center really does look like an eye. You can see the flakes that have been used around the edges there, embedded in. And now the close-up, it does look like an eye because you can see all the little points of the iris coming out. That wispy white over the top of, I believe it's Belize blue and a little bit of purple sapphire. So Joanne Jarvis, I have to apologize. She was in Florida during the hurricane and we never got a video from her, but her piece is up for voting. Next up is Mermaid by Clara Lawrence. Clara Lawrence also has a YouTube channel, and she had drawn this picture of Erica Bauer from Artist Till Death and then decided to elaborate into this beautiful piece with a mermaid, beautiful tail, and then they collaborated on it. From my understanding, the piece then got taken to ATD Studio, Artist Till Death Studio, and they collaborated on the piece together from there, adding the bling up moon rocks, uh, adding some detail work to the hair. It's gorgeous. Take a look at that beautiful hair. This really is a pretty piece. Not sure if it's been sold, but I'm sure if you contacted Clara Lawrence, who I believe is the artist who actually drew this, and Erica Bauer, who kind of helped with the final touches, the two of them together can tell you if there's one or if they can make you another one. This next piece was done by Beverly Alton. She is actually a mural artist and she will take commissions. I was fortunate enough to have her send me videos in process. So here's her laying down the blue. You can see the water going in. She transferred the pattern of the fairy. There's a close-up of the clouds as she's painting it, and then starting to put in the flakes of the fairy in the fairy. Look, a close-up of that water really gives you an idea how she did it. I thought getting a close-up of this really made it look more attainable to me because when I look at this piece finished, it's like it looks like a photograph out of a magazine. And it was hard to believe that it was totally painted from scratch, of course. The moon, which I'm having trouble getting a full shot of, you'll see it peek in and out, is actually the Bling It moon rocks glued down on a piece of paper and cut into a circle as a perfect moon. Love it. This is a resin geode by Petra Youngblood. Petra Youngblood. She also has a fantastic YouTube channel. You guys need to go check her out. This is a multi-layer pour of, you can see the glass, the moon rocks, resin art paints mixed in resin. She used the champagne pearl. And I know a little bit further along here, we're going to see probably some of the Poseidon was added in here a little bit later on. Really pretty piece. Petra can get those gorgeous alcohol ink drop effects in her pieces. You guys really need to go check out her YouTube channel. Petra also takes commissions if anybody's interested in her work. We have a lot of mermaids in this contest. This is called My Mermaid by Diane Kos. It looks like she also did a layered painting with lots of little layers on it and fishies. Looks like a big giant mermaid tail. Some beading, a lot of detail work there. She drew in little seashells. All that hand painted work is in there. And the texture, somewhere in here, we'll see. There's the flakes. There's some Bling It flakes in here. This is a very fun piece. And last off, and certainly not least, is Petunia the Pig by Katherine Babcock. Katherine also takes commissions. She's just starting a brand new YouTube channel. So you guys need to check her out. Let's go show our sister some support. She said when she opened up the bag of the driftwood, she fell in love with the colors, and it looks like she used some of the champagne mixed in with the driftwood. I just think this petunia is just the cutest little thing, and I think it's paper mache completely covered with the Bling It Moon Rocks driftwood. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me in this video. I hope that you've got some inspiration, and thank you for stopping by, and please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next time on my YouTube channel. Bye-bye.